Hey, Matthew Hints here, and I'm going to do my vlogs for Oh What a Lovely War. I'm going to be doing about 7 of these because I'm going to be doing them weekly, and then I'm going to top it off with an evaluation of the performance. So, for the main topics of vlog 1, I've set up my page of notes, and the cast warm-up, like the circuit kind of training of the cast warm-up. And I was thinking that, like, how did it help? And I was like, well, it's helping. Well, we'll go on to how did it help because I've got them in the wrong order. Like, what's it going to improve from doing this circuit? I think it's obviously going to improve like strength because you're doing press-ups, you're doing sit-ups, you're doing all that good stuff, and that's really gonna make you like stronger, like have more stamina. And when you have stamina, you can go for hours. But like, say if you were doing like a West End show and you didn't have no stamina at all, but you had to do it for 2 weeks straight, then you would need stamina, and this is what it's preparing us for these 6 performances. And I think they're very key in the run-up to the performances. And if we continue to do these over the weeks, then they should be helpful. And the last one on my list is, does it work? And yes, it does work, and hopefully it will carry on to work throughout the weeks. Next in my topics is the clowning session with Naomi Cook, and this is where we went off to the dance studio and we learnt many different things, like different attributes and stuff about how to be a clown, pretty much. Like, we learnt things like falling properly. I didn't think there was a way which you could actually fall, but you can actually fall in a certain way, so you can fall safely. So I was like, okay. So we learnt about falling properly. I think that helped a lot because it'll have the like nice like clown sort of effect. Also, we went on to slapstick comedy, so things like getting stuck to one another, slapping people in the face, and doing stuff like that, doing out of the ordinary stuff. And that's what we kind of looked at as well. I'm going back to the different attributes you can have. We all learn a set amount of things, so we were all on the same level when we were learning how to be a clown. But then we went on afterwards to pick statuses, 2 statuses. We could either be a boss clown or like a secondary clown. And we went on to get different attributes for 2 of those statuses. And they were like, so obviously the secondary would be like underneath the boss because the boss is the boss. So I kind of messed around with the secondary clown, messed around with that to see how that felt. I undulated and I did things, what we did from chat room and what we did from, what was it, the mask project, and what we did from all of those, from how we learned how to undulate. So I tried some undulations for the secondary clown, and they worked quite well. I knew that I couldn't change the physicality, so I had to stick with one physicality, so I had to pick a really good one, a really good undulation. And then the next topic would be about circus skills, hula hooping. I was in the clowning session and then I came back to the hula hooping, and we had about 20 minutes to do something. So we were literally just discussing ideas like what to do, and we were having a few like trial and error things, like jumping through a big hoop and rolling through a hoop and then chucking the hoop up into the air, and obviously normal hula hooping. And we came to like these nice decisions, and obviously we can build on that, and hopefully we'll have a good sort of hula hooping expertise in the weeks to come. And obviously if we keep practicing, then that will obviously work at it as well. Next, I'm going to go on to what materials created. We didn't really create much with the circus skills, and we can't really create much with cast warm-up. Oh, I missed something. The read-through, obviously. The first week that we were back, we had a read-through and introduction. The introduction was just to like talk about it, like the Kitchener and how it's going to affect us, and how like the kind of grading criteria. And so we had a read-through. We all sat around in a circle because we didn't know what parts we were. We had to look on that Monday morning to see who we were. So I was like, okay then. So we were just reading through, and obviously a couple of lines, like I had a couple of parts, so I was we were taking it at a slow pace. I don't like things where it takes it at a really heavy pace where we're just like boom, 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 and like because that's really stressful, and then you lose where you're at. But when we're taking it nice and slow, it just helps so much more. And what I'm going back to now is like what material was created. It's like I'm gonna go back to the clowning kind of stuff, like physicality when performing. I kind of covered this not not too long ago, where I said about like you can't change from a straight character and then to like a curved kind of character, because you can't change that whilst you're performing. And also you got to look at the feeling of performing. If you don't feel like you're a clown, then you're not a clown. But if you know you're a clown, then you are definitely a clown. And you always got to think like that. And I also tried to add like a mixture of feelings, such as like all the like ordinary ones, like happy, sad, crazy, mad, and all these like different ones. And I was testing them, but I haven't picked one yet. But in the weeks to come, I kind of pick one, and then I'll try and work with it and obviously develop it. And that's what like I like to do. I like to develop something just from nothing, and that's always very good. And I try to make it comical, because I already figured out that kind of part. I wanted to make it comical, not necessarily serious, but I'm going to aim for a kind of funny aspect. So this is going to be vlog number 1, and yeah, I'm going to end it here.